Thirvan Saranai Sielu Denatama. Good evening, all. Namo Buddhaya. Very warm welcome to our regular Saturday evening Dhamma Blessing program. Today is a special Saturday. After the national lockdown, we are coming together, experiencing some sort of ease of the restrictions. However, we still have to keep the social distancing and other health precautions in place. So we are still meeting online. However, it has been a very successful opportunity for us to participate from many directions, many areas, and still benefit from the blessings of the Dhamma. We take this opportunity every Saturday evening to meet and reflect very practical aspect of the teachings of the Buddha. And we are being very fortunate to reflect on some special aspect that we might not really touch in our most of the programs. So therefore, we take this opportunity to practice and listening to the teachings of the Buddha Dhamma in a more practical sense. To sponsor these Dhamma programs is the most important blessing we call Dhamma Dana, Sabba Danang Dhamma Danang Jinati. To gain the Dhamma Dana, sharing the teachings of the Buddha is the highest form of blessing. So today this opportunity is being taken by Mrs. Kumudu Gunasekara, son Danuka and family. Especially they would like to transfer the merits to their beloved father, Mr. Piyasena Gunasekara, who passed away in 1984. So they are remembering the loving father to mark the 26th anniversary to transfer the merits. Also to remember the beloved mother, Mrs. Prema Gunasekara, who passed away in 2014. Their main objective of this Dhamma Dana merits is to share the merits to their loving parents and all other relatives and friends. May all the departed parents and relatives share their noble blessings, and may they be well and attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. As a daughter and as a grandson, the parents should be very proud and return their blessings for thinking of them and sharing this noble and very rare merits of Dhamma Dana program. May those blessings be with Mrs. Kumudu Gunasekara, son Danuka, and all in the family. May they have all the good health, success, and the blessings to progress from strength to strength. May they be always have the good health, protection in this very life to do the meritorious activities and have a very happy and peaceful life. May the blessings be with you all, that you all are looking forward to every Saturday to participate this. So may you all be well and happy. Bearing this, we are going to start our regular Saturday Dhamma Dana program hosted by Lecturer Dhammaniketaniya Buddhist Center. Now to start, please say Namo Tassa 3 times to observe the precepts. Our most venerable Dr. Dato Sumana Sri Nayaka Thera will administer the 5 precepts and make a reflection. After that, we will be doing a short homage to the Buddha Dhamma Sangha. Then our Sinhala Dhamma sermon will take place. Most Venerable Dikwalle Sila Sumana Nayaka Thera will deliver the Sinhala Dhamma sermon. Then we will chant the Discourse on Downfall Parabhava Sutta, which is the protection blessing to bless everyone. And then we will have the English Dhamma sermon, followed by there will be a Dhamma sharing by our children and meditation to finish our program for today.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi.
Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi.
Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi.
Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi.
Saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi.
Saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi.
Tutiyampi buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi.
Tutiyampi buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi.
Tutiyampi dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi.
Tutiyampi dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi.
Tutiyampi saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi.
Tutiyampi saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi.
Tatiyampi buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi.
Tatiyampi buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi.
Tatiyampi dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi.
Tatiyampi dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi.
Tatiyampi saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi.
Tatiyampi saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi.
Pānātipātā vīramani sikkhapadam samadhiyāmi.
Pānātipātā vīramani sikkhapadam samadhiyāmi.
Adinādāna vīramani sikkhapadam samadhiyāmi.
Adinādāna vīramani sikkhapadam samadhiyāmi.
Kāmesu miccācārā vīramani sikkhapadam samadhiyāmi.
Kāmesu miccācārā vīramani sikkhapadam samadhiyāmi.
Musāvādā vīramani sikkhapadam samadhiyāmi.
Musāvādā vīramani samadhiyāmi.
Surāmēraya majjapamā daṭṭhānā vīramani sikkhapadam samadhiyāmi.
Surāmēraya majjapamā daṭṭhānā vīramani sikkhapadam
New Year season has just finished. Brothers and sisters in the Dhamma, it's a great awakening with spring coming in and new thoughts, new ideas coming in. And as we enter into this new chapter of a traditional New Year, which is celebrated in a good number of countries and cultures, we come to the Parabhava Sutta. And the Parabhava Sutta we have been dealing for a few weeks already now. I suppose by next week it will come to an end of the Parabhava Sutta, which deals with the downfall of how a man or woman or society comes into a deconstruction type of lifestyle. Now, the opposite of Parabhava Sutta is Mangala Sutta. Mangala Sutta is the Sutta of blessings. You have also another Mangala Sutta called the Maha Mangala Sutta, where you recite a longer period, longer than the normal Mangala Sutta. So when you have 38 blessings in the first Mangala Sutta, here you find the opposite of what are the problems, the downfall, instead of blessings. Buddhism is a very interesting project because it doesn't talk only about the good things. It talks about what bad things can happen to people and become a destruction to the individual and society and the world by and large. This is the Buddha's platform. His network is universal, very wide, not just for India or South Asia countries only, not only Southeast Asians or Asians only. So that is why at one time in history, 1/3 of the public people in the world were becoming Buddhists at one time. The figure, the number is not important. What is important is the practice. Anyway, today, the Venerable monks will deal with the Gatha, Itti Sonding Vikarining, Purusang Pitadisang, and so on. And this Gatha has this translation. He who places in authority an intemperate spendthrift woman or a man, this is the cause of one's downfall. Let's try to understand what it is. That means whether you are man or woman, if you are appointed to become the authority, it doesn't say where, can be a house, of the house, or if an institution, or even a religious place of some kind or cultural place. That person's character has to be very good, very exemplary, and not to become totally authoritarian, but to use his or her, both genders the Buddha is involving, because interestingly, here the Buddha says, Itti Sonding Vikiraning. Because he first mentions about the female, a lady. Normally, men is known for being drunkards, given to drinking. But there are women also. The Buddha understood that. So he said, Itti Sonding Vikiraning, a woman who is placed as the authority and who also Vikiraning squanders, that means wastes the money, wastes the wealth of the husband. You know, in the Sigalova, the Sutta, very clearly the Buddha says, the husband must give the wife the authority to run the show of the house. Very interesting, because he gives authority not only to men. Buddha is not a male chauvinist. He gave equal rights to men and women. He was the father of women's liberation. We can proudly say that, looking at India, and kept them at the same foot like men. So therefore, even to run a country, whether you are man or woman, because we have women presidents, prime ministers also drinking. And to waste money of a country, if that person is in authority, that is the downfall of a country, a house, a society, an institute. So very interesting. While having the good 38 blessings in the Mangala Sutta, in this sutta you have, I suppose, more than that, unpleasant, bad downfall factors. Tarnished by wrong and bad conduct, you will block your road to worldly, moral, spiritual progress, and that lowers all that is truly found in the noble path and human path to progress and to become well. So brothers and sisters, therefore, we enter into the chapter of Parabhava Sutta in this regard. May all of you be well and happy. Sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Let us join together to pay our homage to the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. On this every Saturday evening, we meet together to share the blessings being within the temple, even though it is virtual. We join with our hearts and minds together to share the blessing. So let us join to pay our homage to the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Iti piso bhagava araham samma sambuddho vijjācarana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati satta deva manussanam buddho bhagavati buddhaṃ jīvitaṃ yāva nibbānaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi svākāto bhagavata dhammo sanditthiko akaliko ehipassiko parayiko paccattam veditambo viññūti dhammam jīvitaṃ yāva nibbānaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi supatipanno bhagavato sāvaka saṅgho ujjupatipanno bhagavato sāvaka saṅgho ஞாய patipanno bhagavato sāvaka saṅgho sāmīci patipanno bhagavato sāvaka saṅgho yadidaṃ cattari purisa yugāni aṭṭa purisa puggala esa bhagavato sāvaka saṅgho ආහුනේයෝ පාහුනේයෝ දක්ඛිනේයෝ අංජලි කරණීයෝ අනුත්තරං පුඤ්ඤං කිත්තං ලෝකස්සාති සංඝං ජීවිතං යාව නිම්බානං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි වන්දාමි චේතියං සබ්බං සබ්බඨානේසු පතින්තිතං සාරීරික ධාතු මහා බෝධිං බුද්ධ රූපං සකලං සදා යස්ස මූලේ නිසින්නෝව සම්බාරි විජයං අකාපත්තෝ සබ්බං යුතං සත්තා වන්දේ තං බෝධිපාදකං ඉමේ ඒතේ මහා බෝධි ලෝකනාතේන පූජිතා අහං පිතේ නමස්සාමි බෝධි රාජා නමන්තු තේ ඝනසාරප්පදිත්තේන දීපේන තමදංසිනා තිලෝක දීපං සම්බුද්ධං පූජයාමි තමෝනුදං ගන්ධ සම්භාර යුත්තේන දූපේනං සුගන්ධිනා පූජයේ පූජනීයන්තං පූජාවාජන මුන්දමං වන්න ගන්ධ ගුණෝපේතං ඒතං කුසුම සන්තතින් පූජයාමි මුනිං දස්ස සිරිපාද සරෝරුවේ පූජේමි බුද්ධං කුසුමේන නේන පුඤ්ඤේන මේතේන ලබාමි මුක්ඛං උප්පං මිලායාති යතයි ධම්මේ කායෝ තථායාති විනාශගාවං සුගන්ධං සීතලං කප්පං පසන්න මధుරං සුභං පානීය මේතං භගවා පතිගන්හාතු තම අදිවාසේ තුනෝ භන්තේ ගිලාන පච්චයං ඉමං අනුකම්පං උපාදාය පතිගන්හාතු තම අදිවාසේ තුනෝ භන්තේ සම්බං සද්දාය පූජිතං අනුකම්පං උපාදාය පතිගන්හාතු තම කායේන වාචා චිත්තේන පමාදේන මයා ගතං අච්චයං කමමේ භන්තේ භූරි පඤ්ඤ තථාගත කායේන වාචා චිත්තේන පමාදේන මයා කතං අච්චයං කමමේ ධම්ම සංදිට්ඨික අකාලික කායේන වාචා චිත්තේන පමාදේන මයා කතං අච්චයං කමමේ සංඝ සුපටිපන්න අනුත්තර ඉමිනා පුඤ්ඤ කම්මේන මාමේ බාල සමාගමෝ සතං සමාගමෝ හෝතු යාව නිම්බාන පන්තියා ආකාසට්ටාච බුම්මට්ටා දේවානාගා මහිද්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරන් රක්ඛන්තු ලෝක සාසනං ආකාසට්ටාච බුම්මට්ටා දේවානාගා මහිද්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරන් රක්ඛන්තු දේශනං ආකාසට්ටාච බුම්මට්ටා දේවානාගා මහිද්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරන් රක්ඛන්තු මං පරන්ති ධම්මේ ඥාතිනං හෝතු සුඛිතා හොන්තු නාතයෝ ධම්මේ ඥාතිනං හෝතු සුඛිතා හොන්තු නාතයෝ ධම්මේ ඥාතිනං හෝතු සුඛිතා හොන්තු නාතයෝ සාදු 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 මේ වෙලාවේදී සිංහල ධර්ම දේශනාව පවත්වන්නටයි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ අද දවසේ දායකත්වයේ දරමින් කටයුතු කරන්නේ කුමුදු ගුණසේකර නෝනා මහත්මිය, දනුක පුතණුවන් ඇතුළු පවුලේ සියලු දෙනාම, විශේෂයෙන් මිය පරලොව ගිය දයාබර දෙමව්පියන්ට පින් අනුමෝදන් කරන්නට, එවාගේම අනෙකුත් සියලු මියගිය ඥාතීන්ට පින් අනුමෝදන් කරන්නට මේ උදාර පින්කමේ දායකත්වය අරගෙන කටයුතු කරන්නේ දයාබර පියතුමාණන්, පියසේන ගුණසේකර පියතුමාණන් මිය පරලොව ගොස් වසර 26ක් ගත වෙන මේ වෙලාවේදී, එවාගේම ප්‍රේමා ගුණසේකර මෑණියන්ට අනෙකුත් සියලු ඥාතීන්ටත් පින් දෙන්නට මේ උතුම් ධර්ම දානමය පින්කම මේ වෙලාවේදී සිදු කරනු ලබනවා. පවුලේ සෑම දිනාටම ආරක්ෂාව, ආශිර්වාදයේ දියුණුව සැලසේවා. මිය පරලොව ගිය දෙමව්පියන් ප්‍රධාන සියලු දෙනාටම උතුම් අමා මහ නිවන් සුවත් වේවා කියන අදිෂ්ඨාන ඇති කරගෙන අද දවසේ ධර්ම දානමය පින්කමේ දායකත්වය අරගෙන කටයුතු කරනවා. ඒ හැම දිනාගේම අදහස් බලාපොරොත්තු ඉෂ්ට සිද්ධ වේවා කියන අදිෂ්ඨානයෙන් අපි සිංහල ධර්ම දේශනාව ශ්‍රවණය කරමු. විශේෂයෙන් ඔබටත් මෙබඳු උතුම් පින්කමක දායකත්වයේ දරා ගන්නට කටයුතු කරන්නට පුළුවන්කම තිබෙනවා. එහෙම කැමතිනම් විහාරස්ථානයට දැනුම් දී දිනය වෙන් කර ගන්නා ලෙස සිහිපත් කරනවා. Now we are going to listen to the Sinhala Dhamma sermon for about 15 minutes. Please say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu to invite the Sinhala Dhamma sermon for our Venerable Dikwelle Sila Sumannaikate.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa itti sonding vikiraning purisang vapita disang isariyasmin thapapeti tampara bhavato mukham. ගෞරවනීය හාමුදුරන් වහන්සේ, දයාබර දූ දරුවනි, දෙමාපියනි, අද පරාභව සූත්‍රයේ නියමිත ගාථා ධර්මයේ මා ප්‍රකාශ කළේ මේ ගාථා ධර්මයෙන් ප්‍රකාශ වෙන අදහස තමයි මස් මාංශ මත්පැන් ආදියට ලොල් වෙච්ච නැත්නම් කෑදර වෙච්ච, ඒ වගේ මේ සඳහා ධනය මුදල් අධික ලෙස වියදම් කරන ස්ත්‍රියක් නැත්නම් පුරුෂයෙක් අධිපතිත්වයට පත් කරනවද නැත්නම් අධිපතිත්වයට තබනවද, ඒක පිරිහීමේ ලක්ෂණයක් කියන එකයි, පිරිහීමේ දොරටුවක් කියන එකයි මේ ගාථාවෙන් කියවෙන සරල අදහස. ඒ මාංශ අනුභවයේ ලොල් වීම නැත්නම් කෑදර වීම, ඒ වගේම සුරාවට නැත්නම් මත්පැන් වලට ලොල් වීම ධන විනාශයට නැත්නම් ධන විනාශ මුඛ හැටියට ඉස්ගාලවාද සූත්‍රයේ දේශනාවේ දක්වලා තියෙනවා. මස් මාංශ අනුභව කරන්න බුදුදහමේ දැඩි නීති රීති පනවල නැහැ. භික්ෂුන් වහන්සේට වුණත් පිණ්ඩපාතේ කරනකොට ලැබෙන ඕනෑම දෙයක් අනුභව කරන්නට බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝ අවසර ලබා දීලා තියෙනවා. නමුත් කෑදරකමට නැත්නම් ලෝලත්වයට පත්වීම හේතු කරගෙන, කෑදරකම හේතු කරගෙන මස් මාංශ අනුභව කළොත් ඒක දිඨානුගතියට යන්න පුළුවන් කියලා ධර්මයේ දක්වලා තියෙනවා. දිඨානුගතිය කියලා කියන්නේ දුටු දේ අනුව යන්නට පුළුවන්. හැම දෙයක් කිරීම කෑදර සිතවිල්ලක් ඇති වෙන්න පුළුවන්. එතකොට මස් මාංශ නැතුවම බැරි තත්වයකටපත් වෙන. අන්න එතකොට තමන්ට සතුන් මරලා හෝ මස් අනුභව කරන්න නැතුවම බැරි තත්වයකටපත් වෙන. බුදුදහමෙන් මාංශ අනුභවය සඳහා දැඩි තහනමක් නැති වුණත් ප්‍රාණඝාතය නැත්නම් සතුන් මැරීම සම්පූර්ණයෙන්ම ප්‍රතික්ෂේප කළා තියෙනවා බුදුදහම තුලේ. ඒක අකුසලයට අයිති වෙන දස අකුසලයට අයිති වෙන දෙයක් හැටියට තමයි බුදුදහමෙන් දක්වන්නේ. ඒ වගේම තමයි මත්පැන් පානය කියන එකත්. කොහොම නමුත් මේ දුෂ්චරිත වලින් සිද්ධ වෙන්නේ ධන විනාශයක්. තමන්ගේ වස්තු විනාශ වීමක් තමයි මෙවැනි දුෂ්චරිත වලින් සිද්ධ වෙන්නේ. ඒ වගේම ඒ පුජ්‍යලයාගේ පරිහානියත් මේ නිසා සිද්ධ වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ වගේ කෙනෙකුට නායකත්වයක් නැත්නම් අධිපතිත්වයක් අධිපතිත්වයකට පත් කළොත් පිහිටෙවුවොත් ඔහුගේ වගේම ඔහු වටා සිටින අනෙක් අයගේ පිරිහීමට හේතුවක් වෙනවා. ඒකට හේතුව ඒ කෑදරව තමන්ගේ අධිපතිත්වයේ නැත්නම් නායකත්වයේ දරන ආයතනය තමන් අවට සිටින සියලුම පිරිසගේ වගකීමක් නැතුව ක්‍රියා කරන බවට පත් වෙනවා. ඒ නායකත්වයේ දරන ස්ත්‍රියක නැත්නම් පුරුෂයෙක් පිරිහීමටපත් වෙන බව තමයි පිරිහෙන්නටපත් වෙන බව අපට අමුතුවෙන් කියන්න අවශ්‍ය වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ධර්මයේ ඒ පස්පව් දස අකුසල් කියලා අත්හල යුතු කරුණු 15ක් දක්වලා තියෙනවා. ඒ වගේම ආජීවය කෙලසන නැත්නම් තමන්ගේ ජීවිකාව කෙලසන ජීවන මාර්ග 5ක් පෙන්වා දීලා තියෙනවා. ඒ පහ අතර ජීවත් වෙන්න මත්පැන් ආදියට ඒ මත්පැන් ආදී වෙලහෙළඳාම් නැත්නම් තමන්ගේ ජීවනෝපායක් කරගන්නවා නම් ඒක මදයට ප්‍රමාදයට හේතු වන විකිණීමක් හැටියට අලෙවියක් හැටියට දක්වලා තියෙනවා. ඒ වගේම ජීවත් වීම සඳහා මස් මාංශ වෙළඳාම් කිරීම බෞද්ධයාගේ ආජීවයේ කිලිටිවන අධාර්මික වෙළඳාම් ගණයටයි ඇතුළත් කරලා තියෙන්නේ. විශේෂයෙන් මස් මාංශ අනුභවය පවක් කියලා සඳහන් වෙන්නේ මාංශ ලෝලත්වයෙන් අධික කෑදරකමින් යුක්තව පරිභෝග කළොත් පමණයි. අපි යම් ක්‍රියාවක් කිරීමේදී හටගන්නා චේතනාව තමයි කර්මයක් බවට පත් වෙන්නේ. මත්මෙන් පානීය ආදීනව 6ක් සිංහලෝවාද සූත්‍රයේ දක්වලා තියෙනවා. එයින් එකක් තමයි ධනය පිරීමටපත් වෙනවා. මත්පැන් පානය කරන එක්කෙනාගේ ධනය දවසෙන් දවස අඩු වෙනවා, විනාශයටපත් වෙනවා. ඒ වගේම විවිධ කලකෝලාහල වලට සම්බන්ධ වෙන්න පුළුවන් මත්පැන් පානය කරන කෙනෙක්. ඒ විතරක් නෙවෙයි ලෙඩ රෝග වලටපත් වෙන්න පුළුවන් කායික මානසික වශයෙන් විවිධ රෝගාබාධයන්ටපත් වෙන්න පුළුවන් මත්පැන් පානය නිසා. ඒ වගේම සමාජයේ අපකීර්තියටපත් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. මෙහා සුරා සොඬෙක්ය මත්පැන් පානය කරන කෙනෙක් කියලා සමාජයේ පැතිරුණොත් එයාට ගෞරවය නැති වෙලා යනවා, පිළිගැනීමක් නැති වෙලා යනවා. ඒ වගේම ලැජ්ජාව දුරු වෙලා යනවා. මත්පැන් පානය කරන එක්කෙනාගේ ලැජ්ජාව දුරු වීම නිසා තමන් කරන්නේ මොකද්ද කියලා එයාටම අවබෝධයක් නැති වෙනවා. ඒ වගේම තමන්ගේ නුවණ බුද්ධිය දුර වෙලා යනවා මත්පැන් පානය කරන එක්කෙනා. මෙන්න මේ විදිහට මත්පැන් පානයේ ආදීනව නරක පැති හයක් ගැන ඒ සූත්‍ර දේශනාවේ දක්වලා තියෙනවා. ඒ වගේම පාප මිත්‍ර සේවනය නිසා ලැබෙන ආදීනව හයක් ඒ සූත්‍ර දේශනාවෙන් දක්වනවා. එයින් එක කරුණක් තමයි ඒ සුරා සොඬුන් තමන්ගේ මිතුරන් බවට පත් වෙනවා. ඒ මත්පැන් පානයට ඇබ්බැහි වෙච්ච පුජ්‍යලෝ තමන්ගේ මිතුරන් බවට පත් වෙනවා මේ නරක ආශ්‍රය නිසා. ඒ නිසා පුජ්‍යලේ යම් ආයතනයක නායකත්වයට පත් වෙනකොට ඒ දුරාචාරයෙන් තොර සදාචාර සම්පන්න පුජ්‍යලේක් විය යුතු බව තමයි බුදුදහමෙන් උගන්වලා තියෙන්නේ. ඒ බුදුදහමේ ඉගැන්වෙන පංචශීලය සමාජ ව්‍යුහය තුල ක්‍රියාත්මක වෙනකොට ඒක කදිම වැඩපිළිවෙලක් හැටියට තේරුම් ගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒවා විශ්ව සාධාරණ ධර්මතා හැටියටයි හඳුන්වන්නේ. එක ජාතියකට එක ආගමකට පිළිගත හැකි ධර්මතා නෙවෙයි. පොදුවේ හැම දිනාටම පිළිගත හැකි ධර්මතා පහක් තමයි ඒ පංචශීල ප්‍රතිපත්තිය තුලින් උගන්වලා තියෙන්නේ. මිනිසා තමන්ගේ ජීවිතය පිළිබඳ සහතිකයක් ලබා ගන්න ඕන. ඒ වගේම අනෙක් අයගෙනුත් ඒ සහතිකය ලබා ගත යුතු වෙනවා. බොහෝ ආගම්වල මේ පංචශීල ප්‍රතිපත්තිය සමාජගත වෙලා නැහැ. පංචශීලයේ තුලින් කරුණු පහකින් අපි සමාජයට සහතිකයක් ලබා දෙනවා. විශ්වාසයක් ලබා දෙනවා. පළවෙනි එක තමයි ජීවත් වීමේ අයිතිය. ඒක මිනිස්යාට විතරක් නෙවෙයි මේ ලෝකේ ජීවත් වෙන්න අයිතිය තියෙන්නේ. මිනිස්යා විතරක් නෙවෙයි සත්ත්ව ජීවිත, සාක ජීවිත, මනුෂ්‍ය ජීවිත කියලා කොටස් තුනක් තියෙනවා. ඒ සියලුම දෙනාටම මේ ලෝකේ ජීවත් වෙන්න අයිතියක් තියෙනවා. අන්නේ අයිතිය තමයි පාණාතිපාතා ශික්ෂාපදයේ තුලින් ලබා දෙන්නේ. ඊළඟට දීපල අයිතිය, අදින්නාදාන කියන්නේ දීපල අයිතිය අපි ලබා දෙන්නට කටයුතු කරන ඒ පංචශීල ප්‍රතිපත්තිය ආරක්ෂා කිරීම තුළින් ඊළඟට යහපත් පෞල් ජීවිතය, කාමයේ සුමිච්ඡාචාරා කියන්නේ යහපත් පෞල් ජීවිතයක් ගත කිරීමට අපි සාහිත්‍යයක් ලබා දෙනවා. ඒ වගේම මුසාවාදය කියන්නේ සත්‍යවාදී බව. සමාජයේ ජීවත් වෙනකොට අපි සත්‍යවාදී පුජ්‍යලයක් කියන එක විශ්වාසය සහතිකය ලබා දෙන්නට ඕන. එතකොට තමයි හැමදෙනාගේම ගෞරවය විශ්වාසය ඇති වෙන්නේ. ඊළඟට මතින්තර ජීවිතයක්, සුරාමේරය කියලා කියන්නේ මතින්තර ජීවිතයක් ආරක්ෂා කර ගැනීම, පවත්වා ගැනීම තමයි ඒ අවසාන ශික්ෂාපදය තුලින් උගන්වන්නේ, දක්වන්නේ. ඒ සමාජය ඉදිරියට යන්නට නම් මෙන්න මේ විශ්වාසය අපි ආරක්ෂා කරගන්නට ඕන. මේ සියලු ශික්ෂාපද අපි ආරක්ෂා කරන්නට ඕන සමාජයේ ඉඳගෙනමයි. සමාජයේ ජීවත් වෙනකොටම තමයි අපේ විශ්වාසය ආරක්ෂා කරන්නට ඕන. බෞද්ධයන් නොයෙක් තැන්වලදී ඒ ආරක්ෂා කිරීමට, රැකීමට බලාපොරොත්තුවක් නැතුව මේ පන්සිල් සමාදන් වෙමුයි කියලා නිකම් මේ ශික්ෂාපද නැත්නම් මේ සිකපද කියන්නට පුරුදු වෙලා තියෙනවා. අපි බෞද්ධයන්ගේ හැම අවස්ථාවක මුලින් මේ ශික්ෂාපද කියවලා තමයි පන්සිල් සමාදන් වෙනවා කියන්නේ ශික්ෂාපද කියවීමක්. අනේ ශික්ෂාපද කීමට පන්සිල් සමාදන් වෙනවා කියලා කිව්වත් ඒක කීමක් මිසක් සමාදන් වීමක් ඇටියට ගණන් ගන්නට පුළුවන් කමක් නැහැ. ඒක බෞද්ධයන්ට පන්සිල් රැකීම ගැන සැලකිල්ලක් නැතුව යෑමට හේතුවක් ඇටියට අපිට හඳුන්වන්න පුළුවන්. ඒක හදවතට එකගව ඒ ශික්ෂාපද ආරක්ෂා කරනවා කියන හැඟීමෙන් නොවේ ඒ සමාදන් වීම නැත්නම් ඒ කියවීම කරන්නේ. ඒතර පන්සල සමාදන් වෙනවා කියලා කියන්නේ මේ පස්පවින් වැළකීමේ බලාපොරොත්තුවෙන් පස්පව් වලින් වැළකී සිටීමට අදිෂ්ඨානයක් කිරීමක් වශයෙන් ඒ පස්පව් වලින් වැළකීනවා කියන අදිෂ්ඨානයක් ඇති කිරීමක් වශයෙන් පොරොන්දුවක් වීම වශයෙන් අපි මේ ශික්ෂාපද කියවිය යුතුයි සමාදන් විය යුතුයි. අනේ විදියට සමාදන් වෙච්ච සීලේ පිහිට අපට ඉන්න තරම් ශක්තියක් ඥානවන්ත පුජ්‍යලයා තමයි ඒ විදියට කටයුතු කරන්නේ ශික්ෂාපද කඩ කරන්නේ නැතුව ජීවත් වෙන්නේ. ඒ සිල්පද කැඩෙන්නේ අනුවණකමත් ඒ දුබලකම නැත්නම් දුර්වලකමත් නිසා තමයි ශික්ෂාපදයන් කඩ වෙන්නේ. ඒ නිසා පංචශීලය කියන්නේ බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝ බෞද්ධයන්ට පනවපු නීතිමාලාවක් නෙවෙයි. බුදුදහමේ එවැනි කළ යුතුයි කියලා නීතිමාලාවක් නැහැ. පන්සිල් ආරක්ෂා කිරීම කුසලයක් හැටියට අපට අවබෝධ වෙන්නට ඕන. ඒ සමාදන් වෙලා හිටියත් නැතත් ඒකේ දක්වලා තියෙන සදාචාර ප්‍රතිපදාවට පටහැනි විදියට අපි පාප ක්‍රියාවන් නැත්නම් පව් වැඩ කරනවා නම් ඒකෙන් අපට අකුසලයක්ම සිද්ධ වෙනවා. බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝ දේශනා කළා තියෙන්නේ ඒ පංචශීල ප්‍රතිපත්තිය නැත්නම් ඒ පංචශීල ප්‍රතිපදාවේ අගය පැහැදිලි කළා. ඒ අනුව ජීවත් වීමේ පෞද්ගලික ඒ වගේම සමාජික අර්ථ සිද්ධිය පැහැදිලි කර දීමට තමයි උන්වහන්සේ ඒ පංචශීල ප්‍රතිපදාවේ අගය පැහැදිලි කරලා දීලා තියෙන්නේ. ඒ නිසා අපි ඒ විදියට නුවණින් හිතලා තමන්ගේ සමාජයේ අභිවෘද්ධිය සඳහා දියුණුව සඳහා කටයුතු කරන්නට සිය කැමැත්තෙන්ම සමාදන් වෙන්නට ඕනේ පංචශීලයේ. අන්නේ පංචශීලයේ අනුව සකීය ජීවිතය හැඩගස්සා ගන්නවා නම් ඒ ජීවිතය පවත්වා ගන්නවා නම් ඒ පුජ්‍යලයාට තම ගෘහස්ත ජීවිතය සමාජ ජීවිතය ආත්ම විශ්වාසයෙන් යුතුව ගත කරන්නට පුළුවන්කම ලැබෙනවා. ඒ වගේම මරණින් මත්තේ ඊතා පහසුවෙන් සුගතිගාමී උපදින්නට හැකි වෙනවා. අන්නේ පංචශීල ප්‍රතිපත්තියේ ආනිසංසය තුලින්. ඒ වගේම සදාචාර සම්පන්න පුජ්‍යලයකට සමාජයේ ඉදිරියේ ගෞරවාන්විතව ඉදිරිපත් වීමේ හැකියාවක් ලැබෙන්නට ඕන. ඒ කියන්නේ ගෞරවාන්විතව ජීවත් වෙන්නට පුළුවන්කමක් ලැබෙනවා මේ ප්‍රතිපත්ති තමන්ගේ ජීවිතය තුළ ක්‍රියාත්මක කිරීම තුළින්. අන්න ඒ වගේ පුජ්‍යලයුගේ නිර්මල චරිත ශක්තිය හේතුවෙන් ලැබෙන අභිමානවත් ඒ ආත්ම විශ්වාසයක් ලෙස ඒක හඳුන්වන්න පුළුවන්. පන්සිල් මගින් අපි වලකින්නේ මිනිස්කමට නොගැලපෙන නොහොඹිනා පැවතුම් වලින් බව අපි සැලකිල්ලට ගන්නට ඕන. මස් මාංශ අනුභවයට දැඩි ලෙස ඇබ්බැහි වෙනවා කියලා කියන්නේ අනියම් ආකාරයෙන් අපි පරපණ නැසීමට අනුබල දීමක් වෙනවා. ඒක අපේ ස්වාභාවික මිනිස් පැවැත්මක් ඇටියට අපට සලකන්නට පුළුවන් කමක් නැහැ. ඒ ප්‍රාණඝාතයෙන් වැළකෙනවා කියලා කියන්නේ මිනිස් පැවැත්ම නැත්නම් ප්‍රාණඝාතය අතහැරලා අවියාවිද පරිහරණයෙන් වැළකීලා පරපණ නැසීමට ලැජ්ජාවෙන් දයාව කරුණාව ප්‍රගුණ කරනවා කියන අදහසෙන් ඒ සියලුම සත්වයන් කෙරෙහි ඒ දයාව කරුණාව අපි පතුරවනවා කියන අදිෂ්ඨානය අපි ඇති කරගත යුත්තේ. ඒ වගේම සුරාපානයෙන් වළකීම නැත්නම් ඒ සුරාමේරය කියලා කියන්නේ මත්පැන් පානය අතහැරලා සිහි නුවණින් සදාචාර සම්පන්නව ජීවන ගමනක් ගත කරන්නට තම ධනය සදාචාරය පවුලද ආරක්ෂා කර ගැනීමක් වෙනවා. මේ අනුව අපට පැහැදිලි කරගන්න පුළුවන් ඒ පංචශීලයේ කියන එක හුදෙක් වැලකීම් මාත්‍රයක් නොවේ සදාචාර ගුණාංග රැසක් ප්‍රගුණ කිරීමට අරමුණු කරගන්නා ශික්ෂණයක් හික්මීමක් හැටියටයි අපට මේ පංචශීල ප්‍රතිපත්තිය ගැන සලකන්න පුළුවන් වන්නේ. ඒ නිසා අපි මත්පැන් පානයෙන් ඒ වගේම මස් මාංශ අනුභවයට ලොල් වෙන්නේ නැතුව කුමන ආයතනයක නායකත්වයට එවැනි පුජ්‍යලයන් සුදුසුයි කියන එක අවබෝධ කරගෙන යහපත් සදාචාර සම්පන්න පුජ්‍යලයන් පත් කරන්නට කටයුතු කරන්නට ඕන. එහෙම කටයුතු නොකළොත් ඒක ඒ පුජ්‍යලයාගේ පරිහානිය වගේම සමාජයේ පරිහානියක් බවට පත් වෙනවා. හැම දිනාටම තෙරුවන් සරණයි.
සාදු සාදු සාදු. ඒ උතුම් ධර්ම දේශනාව පවත්වනු ලැබුවේ දික්වැල්ල වැවුරු කන්නල බුදුරජ මහා විහාරස්ථානයේ විද්‍යාතුංග පිරිවෙනේ පරිවෙනාධිපති වශයෙන් කටයුතු කළ ජර්මනියේ බර්ලින් විහාරයේ අනුශාසක වශයෙන් කටයුතු කරන දික්වැල්ලේ සීල සුමන පණ්ඩිත හාමුදුරන් වහන්සේ ඊතා වටිනා විග්‍රහයක් මේ පරාභව සූත්‍රයේ ගාථා ධර්මය පැහැදිලි කරමින් ප්‍රායෝගික ජීවිතයට අදාළ වන වටිනා අනුශාසනාවක් සිදු කරනු ලැබුවා. උන්වහන්සේට ඒ කරන ලද මහන්සියට ධර්මානුග්‍රහයක් වශයෙන් අපි හැමදෙනාම කෘතඥ වෙන්නට ඕනේ. තව සති කිහිපයකින් උන්වහන්සේ නැවත ලංකාවට වැඩම කරනවා. මා සිහිපත් කරනවා මේ දහම් වැඩසටහන් 50කට අධික ප්‍රමාණයක් උන්වහන්සේ සිදු කරනු ලැබුවා. අප හැමදෙනාම එකතු වෙලා ඊළඟ සති කිහිපය ඇතුළතදී විශේෂ අපි උපහාර වැඩසටහනක් උන්වහන්සේ වෙනුවෙන් සිද්ධ කරනවා බොහොම ඕනෑකමින්. සමහර වෙලාවට අපිනුත් උනන්දු කරමින් උන්වහන්සේ මේ ධර්ම දාණය අපිට ලබලා දුන්නා. අපිට හුඟක් කරුණු ඒ වෙනුවෙන් හොයලා ඉදිරිපත් කළා. අපි ගොඩාක් කෘතඥ වෙනවා උන්වහන්සේ බොහෝ කාලයක් වැඩ සිටිමින් මේ දහම් වැඩසටහන් ඊටාම වටිනා පෝෂණය කරන්නට උන්වහන්සේ ලොකු කැපකිරීමක් කළා. ඒ නිසා මා ආරාධනා කරනවා ඔබ හැමදෙනාම තව සති කිහිපයකින් අපි විශේෂ වැඩසටහනක් සංවිධානය කරලා උන්වහන්සේට උපහාර වැඩසටහනක් කරන්නට බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. ඒ සඳහා සම්බන්ධ වෙන්නට කියලා සිහිපත් කරමි. අද දවසේ දායකත්වයේ දරන කුමුදු ගුණසේකර මහත්මියටත් විශේෂයෙන් දනුක පුතණුවන් ඇතුළු පවුලේ හැම දෙනාටමත් සියලු යහපත සැලසේවා කියලා අදිෂ්ඨාන ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරමින් අපි දැන් හැම දෙනාටම සෙත් පතමින් සෙත් පිරිත් දේශනාව සිද්ධ කරමු. නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස. නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස. නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස. එවං මේ සුතං ඒකං සමයං භගවාසා වන්තියං විහෙරති ජේතවනේ අනාථ බින්දිකස්ස ආරාමේ අතකෝ අඤ්ඤතරා දේවතා බින්කන්තාය රත්තියා අබින්කන්ත වන්නා කේවල කම්පං ජේතවනං ඕභා yena bhagavate nupasankami upasankami
කමිත්වා භගවන්තං අභිවාදෙත්වා ඒකමන්තං අට්ඨාසී
ඒකමන්තං තිතාකෝසා
දේවතා භගවන්තං ගාතාය අජ්ජවාසී
පරාභවන්තං පුරිසං මයං පුච්චාම ගෝතමං භගවන්තං පුට්ටුමාගම්ම කිං පරාභවතු
භවතෝ මුඛං
සුවිජානෝ භවං හෝති සුවිජානෝ පරාභවෝ ධම්මකාමෝ භවං හෝති ධම්මදෙස්සී පරාභවෝ ඉති හේතං විජානාම පඨමෝසෝ පරාභවෝ ဒ ුතියං භගවා බ්‍රූහි කිං පරාභවතු
මුඛං
අසන්තස්ස පියා හොಂತಿ සන්තේන ගුරුතේ පියං අසතං ධම්මං රෝචේති තං පරාභවතෝ මුඛං ඉති හේතං විජානාම ဒ ුතියෝසෝ
පරාභවෝ
තතියං භගවා බ්‍රූහි කිං පරාභවතෝ මුඛං නින්දාසීලි සබාසීලි අනුට්ඨාතාචයෝ
නරෝ
අලසෝ කෝද පඤ්ඤානෝ තං පරාභවතෝ මුඛං ඉති හේතං විජානාම තතියෝසෝ පරාභවෝ චතුත්තං භගවා බ්‍රූහි කිං පරාභවතෝ මුඛං යෝ මාතරං වා පිතරං වා ජින්නකං ගත උම්බනං පවුසන්තෝ
නබරති
තං පරාභවතෝ මුඛං ඉති හේතං විජානාම චතුත්තෝසෝ පරාභවෝ පංචමං භගවා බ්‍රූහි කිං පරාභවතෝ
මුඛං
යෝ බ්‍රහ්මනං වා සමනං වා අඤ්ඤං වා පිවනිම්බකං මුසාවාදේන වංචේති තම් පරාභවතු
මුඛං
ඉති හේතං විජානාම පංචමෝසෝ පරාභවෝ චට්ඨමං භගවා බ්‍රූහි කිං පරාභවතෝ පහූත විත්තෝ පුරිසෝ සහිරඤ්ඤෝ සබෝජනෝ ඒකෝ පුඤ්ජති සාදුනි තං පරාභවතෝ මුඛං ඉති හේතං විජානාම චට්ඨමෝසෝ පරාභවෝ සත්තමං භගවා බ්‍රූහි කිං පරාභවතෝ ජාතිත් තන්දෝ ධනං තන්දෝ ගොත්තං තන්දෝ චයෝ නරෝ සංඥාතින් අතිමඤ්ඤේති තං පරාභවතෝ මුඛං ඉති හේතං විජානාම සත්තමෝසෝ පරාභවෝ අට්ඨමං භගවා බ්‍රූහි කිං පරාභවතෝ මුඛං ඉත්ති දුත්තෝ සුරා දුත්තෝ අක්ක දුත්තෝ චයෝ නරෝ ලද්දං ලද්දං විනාසේති තං පරාභවතෝ මුඛං ඉති හේතං විජානාම අට්ඨමෝසෝ පරාභවෝ නවමං භගවා බ්‍රූහි කිං පරාභවතු මුඛං සේහි දාරේහි සන්තුට්ඨෝ වේසියාසු පදිස්සති දිස්සති පරදාරේසු තං පරාභවතු මුඛං ඉති හේතං විජානාම නවමෝසෝ පරාභවෝ දසමං භගවා බ්‍රූහි කිං පරාභවතු අතීත යොබ්බනෝ පෝසෝ ආනේති තිම්බරුත්තනින් තස්සායිස්සාන සුපති තං පරාභවතු මුඛං ඉති හේතං විජානාම දසමෝසෝ පරාභවෝ ඒක dasamang bhagava bruhi king parabhavato mukam itti sonding vikiraning purisang vapita disang issari asming tapapeti tang parabhavato Iti hetang vijanama ekadasamo so parabhavo dvadasamang bhagava bru king parabhavato mukang appabhogo mahatanno kattiye jayate Satsocha rajjang pattayati tang parabhavato mukam ete parabhave loke pandito samavekkiya ariyo dassana sampanno salokang bhajate sivang ti yandun nimittang avamangalanca yocamunopu sakunassa saddho papaggaho dussupinan nakantang buddhanubhavena vinasamintu yandun nimittang avamangalanca yocamanapo sakunassa saddho papaggaho dussupinan nakantang Dhammanubhavena vinasamintu yandun nimittang avamangalanca yocamanapo sakunassa papaggaho dussupinan nakantang sanghanubhavena vinasamintu dukkhapattaca nindukka bhayapattaca nibbaya sokampattaca nissoka hontu sabbe pipanino sabbe buddha balappatta paccekananca ambalang arahantananca tejena rakkang bandhami sabbaso sabbe buddha balappatta paccekananca ambalang arahantananca tejena rakkang bandhami sabbaso sabbe buddha balappatta paccekananca ambalang arahantananca tejena rakkang bandhami sabbaso devo vassatu kalena sassa sampatti hetuca pito bhavatu lokoca raja bhavatu dhammiko sadhu 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 Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, Supremely Enlightened Lord Buddha. Iti hetang vijanama dasamoso parabhavo ekadasamang bhagava bruhi king parabhavato mukang. This we learn is the 10th course of downfall. In the previous Dhamma program, this angel, the deity, prayed to the Lord Buddha, the Blessed One, please tell us the 11th cause of downfall. This is the one before the last of this discourse. So in another week, we will be concluding this discourse, the stanzas delivered by the Buddha. So 12th course of downfall will be finished, but this one is 11. So the Lord Buddha says, the 11th cause of downfall. Itti sonding vikiraning purisang vapi tadisang Issariyasming tapapeti tang parabhavato mukang. He who places in authority a woman given to drinking or greedy on eating meats, squandering, or even a man of similar nature, this is the cause of downfall. In brief, what this cause of downfall, Lord Buddha explained very important factor for the society. Society means a unit, a group that requires organizing, some sort of discipline to keep in the right direction. Those are different schools. Family is a unit, village is a unit, country is a unit, the whole world is a unit. To keep this, we need authority. Authority comes in two different ways. First part is maybe a constitution, maybe a rule of law, or morality. Some sort of accepted form of governing. To exercise those things, we appoint a person. If there is no such authority in place, there is chaotic, because everyone would do what they want. This was very well explained in the Agganya Sutta, how these first came into place, because people were trying to do different things and there was a lot of crimes, there was a lot of problems. Therefore, people by themselves got together and appointed a person to enforce those values and rules. And people agreed to pay a tax to look after and maintain the person who take that authority, who take that responsibility. Not even among the humans, even among the animals. You may remember a story. There was 3 animals, elephant and a bird and a monkey. Those 3 were enjoying themselves, but one day they came together and said, we need to respect each other. When we need something, we need someone slightly mature to us to get some advice. Otherwise, our life doesn't make much sense. So they wanted to find out who the senior of those 3, so that they can respect. So they were talking about a tree which was near to them. The elephant was saying, when I have some itchiness in my back, I used to come to this tree and to grab my back to get that. The elephant was saying, I used to pick the tender leaves of this tree and eat. The bird was saying, it is me who put the seed and this tree came into being. So they all come to know how this tree came, and they found is the bird. Even though small in the body, physical body, the bird is the senior. The elephant was the second and the monkey was the third. So they appointed. What happened is, if this person in leadership or in front, not in the clear understanding or clear mind, can cause a lot of problems. Because they have to take decisions and improve the quality of life. When it comes to the family, it's still the same. Parents are the authority in the family, and one day children will lead into that. And those who eventually go to the society also take place maybe in a temple. They can be the president or the secretary, or they can apply for the council, be a councillor, or even go to parliament as a member of parliament, or even become the prime minister or ruler of the country. In this form, even they can be a monk. Even among the monks, there are different positions given by the authority. So Buddha said very interesting thing: if anyone comes into the authority, let alone normal general people, when someone is become an example to others, and in addition to these two things, what are those two things? Intoxicants, substance that confuse the rational thinking, creativity, also addictions to eating meat. But interesting thing is, Buddha did not say don't completely avoid from that. It was not being rejected by the Buddha. For example, even the meat. There was another contemporary monk, Venerable Devadatta, who demanded the Buddha to pose and rule, asking all the monks should be vegetarian, not eating at all meat. Buddha did not accept it. Buddha was very democratic. But he was saying the meat is one of the very delicious things for human beings. Even their teeth are being shaped for eating meat, naturally and biologically. So Buddha was very humble, not to go into extremes, and said, if they wish, they can just accept it as a meal, not to kill for themselves, or they even would not kill to provide that meat. However, Buddha did not say that they can't completely avoid it. Buddha maintained a balanced thing, which is very interesting thing that our children may have some thoughts. Later they can engage into a conversation. Even the smoking, alcohol and things, Buddha did not say that you should be completely stop it. But Buddha said, in moderation, for normal people, it's okay. But if it leads into heedlessness and delay, that can cause a problem. In Pali language, the alcohol is called mother. Mother means causing or leading into some sort of delay or heedlessness. English translation, even in the Oxford Dictionary, somewhat goes that mother relating to madness, mad. That means the alcohol can lead into some sort of confusion or illnesses in the mind. That is why if you look into the 5 precepts, it explains very clearly refraining from intoxicants that cloud the mind, that lead into madda, pamada, intoxicants as well as heedlessness. This diligence is a very appamada is a very important thing in Buddhist teachings for the success of the social life as well as individual life. Those who engage in those two extremely can have a very disadvantage or downfall life. Going back into this directly, I will reflect your Jataka story, which is the 504th Jataka story of the Jataka book called Kumbha Jataka. This Kumbha Jataka, there was a hunter called Sura. In the time of Baranes Nuwara, at the time of King Brahmadatta. So this hunter called Sura goes to the jungle. One day he saw some animals comes to some sort of hole that created in between 2 trees being crossed and make a hole. When the rain comes in, the water get collected. So the animals come and drink those water and they get different. They get little bit of different behavior comes after drinking this water. So this hunter observed this and he wanted to try this. What happened? These animals get a little bit funny after drinking this water. So he drank a little bit and he thought, that's wonderful. His mind goes into a different place and he was smiling and making a little bit of funny. And he thought, that's nice. So he started drinking a little bit more and became a little bit more entertaining. And while he was doing, there was a monk, maybe a saint, little bit of an ascetic called Varna. Varna, even in the Pali language, explained as some sort of alcohol. And this hunter offered some to the monk also. The monk also drank it and he also found his mind goes into a different place and it's different. And they enjoyed. Then they got together and came to the village and started making more of them and selling. What happened was they became very rich. And the king come to know that. King said, please bring some more for me as well. So king also started. And then what happened? King also enjoyed and he was having little bit of a different time in his mind. And king said, you need to bring different things, like, sometimes it is being brewed from different flowers. It is being brewed from different fruits. It is being brewed from flour, maybe sugar, and different things. So king was kind of giving the support. It's like a license given by the king. You know that in Sri Lanka, most of the MPs or other people who have been elected getting a license to have a bar, which is a very wrong thing. And eventually what happened, all in this country called Varanasi, Saketa, and city called Savatthi, Nuwara, everybody was to start drinking. What happened? In few years and months' time, the country became very poor. Everybody became sick and they couldn't do the concentrate on the right thing. That is why it is a very, very dangerous thing. When you addict into alcohol, you can't get on with your normal things. When you are drinking, that's fine. There was a kind of a newspaper in Sri Lanka a long time ago called Kavata Katikaya. The editor called Pali Sappuhami, he bringing Sinhala, Pali, Sanskrita together, make a small stanza, very funny stanza. He said, Eko Gudu Sani Pancha, Dutiye Asanipa Krut, Trutiye Singha Nadancha, Chaturte Uru Veshyata. That means when you drink a small bit, you feel like getting different personality and different. Then if you little bit drink more, Asanipa Krut, you become a sick person. If you drink little bit more, you start shouting and making different things. And what happens if you become a lot? You become like a pig. You go into the street, falling on the street, getting into the different problems. And this becomes very, very chaotic thing. Not only you destroy your personal sanity and your wisdom and your creativity, even you destroy your reputation and good health, which is very dangerous thing. So therefore, in Sigalovada Sutta, Buddha explained how this squandering, this Gatha says, if a person in the authority is squandering in alcohol, intoxicants, and greed in meat eating, these go together always. Those who wanted to drink, they will also want meat, which is a very similar things goes always hand in hand. What happened is, even though Buddha did not say don't eat meat at all, be a vegetarian, by eating meat can cause a lot of problems. For example, the person's thoughts can be very rough. The person can be very angry. He is not kind of humble and flexible. Even the physical body can be very rough and hard. Even that person can hurt other people. Those who are once addicted into it, they can even kill animals and try to provide that because they can't stop eating. There was a king at the time of the Buddha like that. So he couldn't find any animal, then he start even killing the human beings to provide. Once you get into that greed, which is a very dangerous psychological thing, that you become very cruel, that you don't become humble and nice person if you are greedy to eat meat. So Buddha said that squandering wealth, Dana Parihaniya, that you go into downfall, six things he said. First one, heedlessness caused by the intoxicant. That is the first one. The second one, roaming the street at inappropriate times. Third one, habitual partying. Fourth one, compulsive gambling. Fifth one, bad companionship. The sixth one, laziness. Those are the 6 ways of squandering. I'm not going to all, but I will touch what Buddha said in the Sigalovada Sutta. Again, 6 dangers inherent in heedlessness caused by intoxication. The first one, loss of immediate wealth. Just imagine if a person in authority indulge in these intoxicants and he would not be improving the prosperity. Instead, he will destroy every wealth. Second one, increase quarreling, that he create a lot of problems. Third one, susceptibility to illness. He always prone into different illnesses. He also destroy his reputation and become indecent exposure. He become a person who doesn't have any shame and fear, and eventually he can weaken his wisdom. In another place in the sutta, Buddha said, Dosu Suramera Panam Bhikkave Hoti Tirachana Yoning Sangvattanikam. The one who addicted into alcohol, being born into animal realm, goes into the lower realms called Satara Apaya. Even though they come out of it and become a human being, they can be Ummattakayo Vannaha. Ummattaka, that means mad. That is why I mentioned even this mother being translated as madness. Most of the psychological problems, mental health problems, comes from those two. So it's very interesting how this can affect into the society. And they become poor, what Buddha mentioned. And not only that, when they are born again, they become very ugly in their appearance. They don't become beautiful when they become born into that type of nature. So therefore, Buddha said those who are particularly in the authority should avoid having this, because it is a kind of an infection. It's a very dangerous thing. Mostly Buddhists encourage to be righteous, like, sometimes our families engage their children's birthdays and sometimes accommodate those alcohol, meat and all these things, and they get drunk in front of these children, which doesn't give the right example for the growing society. Those who are engaged in those things eventually cause into a lot of problems. Sometimes they use this for happiness, for good occasion. Sometimes when somebody lost or somebody had a sad or negative feeling, even though those people go into that type of things to get rid of this sadness, which is good or bad, that both, how can it can be play the same thing? As I said, when you are doing that, you feel okay, but when you keep doing it, you like become a pig that fallen in the street, sometimes in the drains, and sometimes, doesn't have any clothes and doesn't know what to say and things like that. Just take very practical example. Imagine a person in authority like a driver in a vehicle. How many people are being in trouble for drink driving? That person can't get the concentration. If you caught with the drink driving, you will lose your license even, which is very much like the authority. Authority is to put you in a driving place, that if you are addicted into those things, what happen is you will be not having the right thinking. You will be always having very afraid, fear, and always doubt. You can't make good decisions, and that will affect to the society, to destroy the unity and the success of that. In another place, Buddha said to avoid dasa akusal. That means 10 wholesome actions. In those 10 wholesome actions, the first one is avoiding killing. The second one is stealing. Third one is kama mittachara, misbehavior. So this first precepts and the third one, misbehavior, comes into this. Let us think of killing. We discussed about very interesting question last week. To make a killing, person need to identify this is an animal. Then they have to be conscious this is an animal. So the animal has to be an animal. The person has to be conscious of the animal. And then third thing is the person need to get an intention to kill and then make a plan to kill. And that through that plan, the animal should be lost the life. If those 5 things happen, then that becomes pranagata or killing. In the same way, Buddha said that for these intoxicants, that should be 5 things. What are those 5 things? It should be intoxicant things. It should be something that even you know that the class 1, class 2, they have been identified this as a drug or this as an alcohol. First has to be identified. The second thing, you got to know this is something intoxicant. The second thing. Then third thing, you need to have an intention to use it. The fourth one is to use it. If those 4 things happen, then you fall into the category that you've been using that. What happens if you do that? Buddha explained very clearly, you get ill flame, that you will lose your reputation, and you become even not popular among your friends or family, and you will lose your prosperity, your wealth, and once after the death, you will be born into a lower realm. Even though you were born back as a human being, you will be a very ugly person. Going back into some 10 factors, Buddha explained as a way to rule, rulers' morals called Dasaraja Dharma. Even this Dasaraja Dharma, that rulers should have 10 moral obligations. Among those things, especially to abstain from killing is very important thing. That is what explained in the Dana. Sila is to abstain from all these drinking and all bad behavior. It is very important to be a leader in the society. If a person, everyone become some sort of leader, some sort of authority, at least to yourself. If you apply those things, that you would find the progress. But if you let those bad things, what are those 2 bad things? Become into alcoholic, intoxicants. There are substances, there are drinks, there are even eating too much rice can take intoxicants. Even when you get angry, emotional intoxicants. So this can be in different forms. Even in the Atua, the commentary, this explained by the Buddha very clearly. So I don't have much time to go into details, but I encourage you to read those things. Very interesting what Buddha said, how somebody can be affected with this intoxication called mother that lead into madness. And also that person has a very close relationship into the greed of eating meat that cause the person more aggressive person, more rough person, and emotionally very difficult person. So therefore, I hope you would understand the importance of that and grow into a very very good characteristics of leaders that can place in the authorities. May those blessings be with you all. May you be well and happy. May the merits be with the sponsors of the day, Mrs. Kumuduni, Gunasekara, son Danuka and family, and may their parents attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana, Mr. Piyasena Gunasekara, Mrs. Prema Gunasekara, and all other relatives and friends share the merits of this. May you all be well and happy. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you very much. Now I would pass on to our Rasikaya to go ahead with today's program.
Good evening, everyone. So here we are, learning the 11th Gatha. Again, another very important Gatha that describes certain aspects that affect one's life. So we learn that if a man or a woman who is in a position of responsibility, if he or she is addicted to alcohol,
Sikaya, sound එක පොඩ්ඩක් cracking වගේ. Is that only to me or is that others also having the same? Yeah, your sound is getting little bit cracking. Maybe the internet connection.
You can change Windows. Update settings.
But you can, we can hear very slightly, but the sound is very cracking. Hope you were okay with our sound, yeah?
it was all right. Can you hear me now, Andre?
It's still the same, but I can hear very well, but the sound is cracking. Maybe the internet connection.
Yeah.
Now it's okay.
Difficulty. Yeah, is that okay now?
Yeah, slightly okay,
Yes.
but once you let the other children to go ahead, maybe you can reopen, restart the computer. That would make a difference.
Yeah, okay. So let's start the presentation. Sachi, would you mind please?
Everyone Sinai. Today I'll be talking about the 22nd Gata of Palabhava Sutta, also known as the Discourse of Downfall. Iti sondim vikidanim pulisam apitadisam isari yasmin tapeti tam palabhavato mukam. To have a place in authority, giving a woman to drink alcohol and intoxicants, and squandering one's wealth, or having a man-like behavior. This is a cause of one's downfall. To place the man who is addicted to intoxicants, gambling, and other bad activities in the position of responsibility is bound to having a downfall. This because it leads to downfall and destruction. They have a bad mental state and cannot make good decisions, and will also resort to any means to fulfill their addictive actions at the expense of anything else. Some people may believe that the worst refers to destruction of family or other group, while some may believe that or just focus on the individual. Tiliwan Sana.
Thank you, Sachit. Atitaya panaposo aneti timburutani tassa isana supati tampara bhavato mukan. මේ ගාථාවේ තේරුම වෙන්නේ ඉක්ම ගියා යවුන් බව ඇති පුරුෂයා තුරුණු දැරියන් අවහා කරගැනීද හේ අයට ඉරිෂාවන් නොනියදයිද ඒ පිරිහීමට කරුණය. තෙරුවන් සරණයි. Atitaya panaposa aniti tipaputri tasasa isasa nasupata sampava bhavata mukai. Very old person who marries a very old woman ruins the life by spending sleepless nights in jealousy of losing her is cause of downfall. Taran Savanai.
Young woman. Thank you, Stasha. Good evening, everyone. Atita yo mano poso aneti timparu tanim tasa isana supati tampara bhavatu mukam. Being past one's youth, to take a young wife and to be unable to sleep for jealousy of her. This is a cause of one's downfall. Oba samata teuron saranai.
Danuka, it's your turn, please. Danuka, we can't hear you.
We can't hear you, Manuka. Now the Rasikaya sounds very good. Perhaps Manuka can restart the computer and join again, and the other one can do that. Is next.
Thank you. Today we're going to discuss the 10th downfalls described in Parabhava Sutra. It is at Tikta Robano Poso Gatha. It is describing if an older age one to get married to a younger wife and being suspect and jealous of her will be a cause of one's downfalls. Further, it will be describing to us an older man who marries a much younger woman who is always anxious and worried that she will find a younger man when it's not within his sight. Then he will develop jealousy and neglect his other duties to keep an eye on her whereabouts. He may be unjustified accusations against her and even resort to violence against her, and any means that he suspects he will be involved with her, and if anyone getting married, need to consider the age gap between them. Otherwise, it will be raising lots of problems while they're spending time together because their feelings, behaviors has a big difference with the age, and that will be the cause to issues in married life. 0179. Atitayobano poso aneti timbarutanim dasa isana supati damparabhavatamukam. The meaning of this gatha is a man gone beyond youth, marrying an extremely young woman. The aged person spends sleepless nights in order to protect her due to jealousy for her. This is the cause of one's downfall. Thank you for listening. Terawan Saranai.
Thank you, Seth. Yeah. Atitayobano poso aneti timberutanim tassa isana supati tampara bhavato mukam. The meaning of this gatha is a person gone beyond the youth, married extremely young person. The aged person spends sleepless nights in order to protect that marriage. Due to the jealousy and security, the younger person may fall into another relationship to meet the requirements of the marriage life. This is the cause of one's downfall. Terawan Saranai.
Thank you, Metal Anjali. Atitayobano poso aneti timburuttanim tassa isana supati tampara bhavato mukam.
In this gatha, Buddha taught us one of the key points to cause someone's downfall in the Prabhava Sutta. A man who has passed his childhood and has become a fully grown adult takes a wife who is very young. He spends time to protect her so he won't have a peaceful mind. As a result of not being peaceful, he will be mentally and physically ill. Terawan Saranam.
Thank you, Diniti and Kavin. Atitayobano poso aneti timbaruttanin tassa isana supati tampara bhavato mukam. තරුණ විය ඉක්මවා ගිය මැද වියේ මහලු වයේ පුරුෂයෙක් ඉතාමත් තරුණ සුරූපී කාන්තාවක් විවාහ කරාගෙන උදේ දවරෑ ඇය වෙන පුරුෂයෙකුට ආදර කරයි යන බයෙන් සැකයෙන් ජීවත්වයි නම් එය පිරිහීමට කාරණයකි. එම සැකය නිසා හැම විටම ස්වාමියා සහ බිරිඳ අතර අඬදබර ඇතිවෙයි. සිත් වලටද සැනසීමක් නැත. එම නිසා බුදුන් වහන්සේ හැම විටම දේශනා කළ වදාළේ දෙදෙනෙක් විවාහ පවත්වනවා නම් සමාන වයස පරතරයක් ඇති අය විවාහයට සුදුසු යන්නයි. ඒ වගේම සම සිතුවිලි සම ජාති ආගම් ඇති දෙදෙනෙකු සෑම විටම විවාහ වීමට සුදුසු බව උන්වහන්සේ පහදා දුන්සේක. මෙයට හොඳම උදාහරණ වෙන්නේ ජූජුක බමුණාගේ කතා වස්තුවයි. ජූජුක බමුණා තමන්ට නොගැනලපෙන විවාහයක් කර ගැනීම නිසා මුළු ජීවිතයම දුකට පරිහානියට පත් වුණා. පමණක් නොව මෙලොවද පරලොවද පරිහානියට පත් වුණා. තෙරුවන් සරණයි.
Thank you, Virulaya. Atitayobano poso aneti timbaruttatin tassa isana supati tampara bhavato mukam.
Akka, what is the meaning of this gatha?
Being past one's youth, to take a young spouse and to be unable to sleep due to jealousy of them. That is the cause for one's downfall. This is the meaning of the 20th verse of the Parabhava Sutra.
Yes, Akka. If an older person marries a younger, attractive person, they will never have a peace of mind. The older person will forever be anxious that their spouse will have a secret relationship with a younger man or woman.
The elder will develop jealousy and will neglect their duties in order to keep an eye on their spouse. They might even resort to violence against their spouse and others they suspect.
Exactly. Therefore, both members of the marriage will be unable to fulfill all 5 duties of parenthood.
These are to keep the children away from evil,
Encourage them to do good,
provide them with an education,
make suitable marriage arrangements for them,
and to give them inheritance when they need it.
In order to have a good marriage, one must check 6 things. These go in the order A, B, C, D, E, and F.
A stands for age. Both must be at the right age.
B stands for beauty. There has to be a mutual attraction.
C stands for character. They must have similar personalities.
D stands for dowry. In the present, dowry is about whether they both have a good education, behavior, and good characteristics.
E stands for education. They must have had a good education.
F stands for family. They must have a good family background.
Additionally, a good marriage must have 4 good qualities. In Sinhala, marriage is vivahaya.
Each letter stands for a good quality.
Vi, vishwasaya.
A good marriage must have trust.
Va, vasanava.
A good marriage needs good luck.
Ha, hadavat ekatu karima.
A good marriage requires mutual morality and discipline.
Ya, yahapat jeevitaya.
And finally, a good marriage must have a righteous life.
Therefore, if one marries someone of similar age
at the right time, then they will be avoiding their downfall. Thank you for listening. Teruwan Saranai.
Thank you, Avishyakke and Hasindu Ayya. Adittayubbano poso anneti timbaruttaning tassa issana supati tampara bhavato mukam. Someone who has gone beyond youth, who has married an extremely young person, the aged person spends sleepless nights in order to protect that marriage. This is a cause of one's downfall.
If an old person was to marry a young person who was already taught these teachings, then it would be a cause of downfall, because the older person would spend sleepless nights trying to keep their relationship intact and to stop them from falling into another relationship.
When the older person is spending sleepless nights, it would also make him have physical weaknesses, like chronic fatigue and slower reactions. We learned the Parabhava Sutta Gatha. Niddasini sabasili anuttata chayonaro alaso koda panyano tampara bhavato mukham.
Yes, Nangi. It also means that the older person is jealous of the young person, and jealousy is very dangerous, as it can lead to abhijja, a type of greed. For a marriage to have a purpose, it should be done to bring good children, so they can look after their elderly parents. But in this gatha, the 2 people are marrying for their own pleasure, which is not good.
Parents should arrange the marriage of their child or children at the right age and right time. This is one of the 5 duties Buddha explained in the Sigolorvada Sutta. Thank you for listening. Teruwan Saranai.
Danuka, it's your turn. Danuka, are you ready? Can you unmute, Monica?
Perhaps Manuka can't hear us, is it?
Nah.
Manuka, we can't hear you. You need to unmute and talk. Maybe you are not. I will send you a message to see if you can hear us. I think Manuka is not responding, Rasikaya.
Yeah, it looks like he has a problem with his system. And I sent a message, he's not replying to that either. Yeah. Okay. Let us continue. So very well done to all of you. Again, we had lots of interesting information regarding last week's lesson. And then you will do the homework for this week's data, and then present it next week, please. So that's it from my hand. I'll kindly pass it back to you.
Thank you, Rasikaya. Next week, we might have the full moon day program. So we would follow the final Gatha on the week after. So next week is the full moon. So perhaps we will discuss on full moon day next week.
Yeah, let's do that.
Any questions from children to ask? Anybody want to ask any questions? You can unmute and ask if you have any questions. Yes, Ramin.
How can I control my anger?
Very good question. How one can control the anger. Normally, children started start to develop this emotion naturally in their life? Is it a good or positive emotion, or is it a negative emotion? Let's hear from Meheli. You can unmute and talk.
How can I stop myself being misbehaved?
Sorry?
How can I stop myself being misbehaved?
Misbehaved, yes. So I thought you are going to answer how to manage or control the anger. We'll talk first the anger, then we'll come to you, okay? Yes, Avishi?
It's not about controlling your anger, managing your anger. It's about stopping the cause of the anger and not getting angry in the first place.
Yes. What about Seth?
I was going to ask a question. I was going to say, how can you stop from getting bad memories and how to stop that from happening?
Bad memories. Okay,
Yes.
that's a good question. So Avishi mentioned how to deal with the anger is not is controlling or it's not managing. It is making effort not to create any causes that eventually lead you into angry. Hasindu, yes.
One way you can avoid from being angry is by meditating, because it can soothe your mind. And if you meditate enough, then it could even stop you from getting angry.
Very good. Yes, you are very right. Because the person get angry, the person feel pressure, sometimes too much. And sometimes not getting what the person wants. Sometimes person is very much addicted into something. If that is being disturbed, then person get angry. So as Avishi said, you need to look into when you get angry. For example, you might have holding and playing with the mobile phone. So your mom or dad comes and take it away and say that you have to concentrate on your studies. You have been spending a lot of time on this device. Then what happened? Naturally, you get this dislike feeling and you get little bit of angry because something you like being taken away and something more meaningful try to put you in place. Then you get angry. So therefore, you got to see these causes, why that is been happen. As Hasindu mentioned, these negative bad causes can naturally eliminate if you practice meditation, because meditation helps you to see what is more important, what is more useful. And that would not make a negative thing for you. You know, you are having buy one, get one free here. You are being engaged yourself in a negative thing or unhelpful, unuseful thing. In addition, you get angry also. So it is double. So whereas when you are meditating, you can see that you are really wasting your time on certain things which are not directly beneficial. Also, you don't get angry if that is being removed or disturbed. So that is a very important thing, to see the causes and get in more meditation. Then you get more strength, more capacity to focus on. I would like to hear from, because you have all experience how to deal with anger. I know you all get angry. Let's ask from Chanudi, how do you manage with the anger? I hope you are not getting angry much, because I have seen always you are calm.
There is one solution to not to be angry, by calming down and taking a big breath.
Can you repeat it? I didn't really catch it.
There is one solution to not be angry, so you have to practice calming down and taking breathing.
Very good. So when you feel like angry, you got to be step back and be careful, because if you are in that state of mind, you can make more mistake. So you just hold the breath and then slowly breathe down. Then anger goes away. So you breathe slowly in and count, perhaps, isn't it, Chanudi? You count 1, 2, 3, and then breathe out 2, 3, 1, like that, so that you can control this emotion being growing. Yes, Seth?
And to add to what Trinity said, also another way to stop anger is, take a breath, and also whilst you're doing that, you need to think, what have I done wrong? How can I make that never happen again? And then when a situation like that happens again, you know what you can do and what you will do.
That's right. So you got to make sure that you are not putting those seeds to come again and again. Will I ask from again, Meheli?
I have a way that you can stop being angry, and that is that you can listen to the Buddha's teachings, so you won't get angry. And if you do good things, the people who you got angry of, it won't happen because they won't get angry of you.
You are very right, Meheli. Those who are not going to the temple, those who are not listening enough to the Buddha's teaching, those who are not doing much chanting, those who have not been associated with good friends, good monks, those are the people who are getting more angry. I have seen in my personal experience, those who go to more into temple, more into Dhamma school, more reading Dhamma books, more doing chanting, they are the less people who don't get angry because they know the consequences of it. So let's hear from Rayon.
Another way you can calm yourself is stay calm, sit down and close your eyes and breathe in and out. Then everything can change and you can be not angry.
That's a very good point. So you close your eyes and see yourself, and then breathe very slowly, breathe out slowly. So keep the eyes closed. Otherwise, you make a lot of mistakes. When you keep the eyes closed, you can see yourself. You are getting angry. You are getting very disrespectful. It's a very good point, Rayon. Let's hear from Vidun.
If you are getting angry by something and you're getting angry by someone, then you need to avoid that situation to avoid being aggravated. But if you are too drawn into it, you have to ignore if they're saying something, but if they're physically doing it, don't take it in as an insult. Then it won't really be serious.
Yes, so that's a very good point. Just avoid that. Otherwise, if you are in that environment, you get not control. You can make mistakes. And perhaps you can go for a walk. You can go to the garden. You can take some water and put into the plants. Rather just letting these emotions to come with bad habits, bad behavior, and throwing things, smashing things, you go and put some water to the plant. So you can see that the plant is growing because of good nature of you. It's a very good point. Yes, Vidunya.
Another way to stop anger is to ignore whatever has made you angry and listen to the Dhamma.
Very good. Yes. So it's kind of misdirecting, kind of you are distracting from that situation into a good thing. So you listen to a Dhamma sermon or Dhamma talk or to a monk's, very good thing. That is also a good way to deal with the anger. Let's hear from Methul.
Sometimes when you do wrong things, you can forgive each other, then you won't go into arguments and fights.
Yes, that's called forgive. And you know, we all are human beings. We all can make mistakes. Art of forgiveness is a very good thing. Like, you know, somebody did something, you don't know really what is going on in his life. Perhaps he might have a bad day, maybe something going on, so you don't really know. So therefore, when somebody does something, you have to forgive that person and not to get upset or angry, because you don't really know. Let's hear from Seth and then Diniti and Kavin also. Perhaps Sachit has later.
I was going to say two more things in real life situations. Firstly, like this is, say, if it's in school or any other place, if somebody comes to you and they start, say, making fun of you or like not being very nice, never like give in and start like trying to be like bad to them, like getting revenge. And then usually if like, say, if you could just say, what have I done wrong to you, and then probably just walk away, and then that will probably make them think, like what I need to change. And also when people say sorry, you need to know that you need to mean it. Like, say if you do something wrong, you do something wrong to your parents, you do something not nice, you say something not nice to them, and then you sometimes you might get in a fight. You should never do that. But the thing is, if you say sorry, you have to mean it, because then if you just say sorry, you make up, and then the next day, say you have another argument, and then you keep on saying sorry, but then you won't be trusted, because then your parents, you know, that you say sorry but you never mean it. So you should also think about what you've done and actually mean it when you say sorry.
That's a very good point what Seth said. Some people keep making the same mistake, not changing themselves. So they just use the words, not changing their life. They can say sorry, but doesn't mean it, and keep doing this bad behavior. For that, some person like parents or teachers should stand very strongly to stop that behavior. So if they continued with that behavior, they will be in very big trouble. They will go into the prison, they would caught by police, they might be losing their life. So therefore, it is not just saying the word of sorry, but take it seriously and change your life. So that otherwise, even the word sorry will lose its own value. So it's not good enough. So you have to be strong and make some effort, going for some training courses, getting some meditation, work on it. And if you are not changing yourself, just word doesn't mean anything. You would be facing a great trouble. So therefore, it is a serious thing that from the very beginning, you should be eliminating. Yes, Hasindu?
I have one way to calm down if you do get angry. You could try doing something that you like. So like a favorite hobby, or meditation, so you can soothe your mind, or you can read the Buddha's teachings, because they can help you develop a calm and peaceful mind.
Thank you. Yes, very good thing what Hasindu said. that what he was saying actually, if it is a negative thing, turn that into a positive action. So instead of dislikeness, do something you like. So that would help you to eliminate it. It's a very good, important thing. That's called using the same energy for a useful thing, not wasting your energy. You know, some people had a lot of trouble. They even had strokes by getting angry. And some people had nerves breakdown. It's a very dangerous thing. You can have a very serious damage to your brain. Yes, Virul.
You can release your anger by, you could listen to some music, some bana, gathas, like everything. And also you can talk to someone, like any of your siblings, family members. And yeah, I take my anger out. So I'll go to my garden and play football. And then it just calms me down. That's because that's my favorite thing to do in my life. So when I get angry, I just go and play some football outside, and just makes me calm down.
Very good. That's a very good thing. They can do some sports. They can do some things that makes them feel calm. But as Seth said, you can't play the football all the time. While you are playing to the football, you got to see more opportunities not to get much angry. So you have to reduce playing football outside your garden. No, I know what you mean, but it's very interesting what you said. Thank you. Well, let's hear from Dinitu and Kaveen. How do you manage your anger?
So to stop yourself from becoming angry in the first place, you can think about the consequences of becoming angry. So if you know that something bad's going to happen after you become angry, then you can think about that and stop it in the first place.
Yes, very good. What about Kaveen? What do you think, Kaveen?
So if you're thinking about something that makes you angry, just forget it and think about something that makes you happy, or do something that makes you happy.
Very good. Yes, so when you are getting angry, just think of something good. For example, say if you are getting angry with your mom, just think what she has done for you. Like, you know, you are getting angry because your mom took the mobile phone away, but she cooked for you today, and she cooked a nice meal. She fed you today, and she made a cup of tea for you today. So therefore you think, I should not get angry because she's doing much better things for me. You know, is that what you mean? That is the very good way to manage or eliminate the anger, because you are seeing simple small mistake getting angry, but you can think 10 good things that person has done. So when you see the good things always, you will never get angry. Let's hear from Sachin. Sachin, can you say a few words, Sachin?
Can you say it again?
How to manage the anger? What do you think? How to manage the anger?
So I would stay calm. I would meditate and do things such as sing 1, 2, such as counting to 10. I would try and get myself out of the situation.
Yes, stay calm, try to avoid the situation and try to find some space. It's like a meditation. Let's hear from Stesha as well, how to get not to be angry, and how do you keep the smile all the time like you do? How do you keep smiling, not getting angry?
When I was angry, I'm going to the Lord Buddha, and I like to do meditation all the time.
Oh, that's very good. Yes, Ryan. Thank you, Stesha. Very nice. Well done. Thank you for participate. Yes, Ryan. Ryan?
So there's another way that you can't angry. If when somebody is angry, they're not doing very well, then you can play something like a toy or something, but don't play that forever because you need this forever and you're not listening to people. So don't play that toy forever, because I got a toy and I can use this, but don't play that forever.
That's very good. Yes. Thank you, Rayon. Very nice. Yes, you can play instead of something. Let's hear finally last one from Miheli.
Another way to get yourself calm is by thinking about some place you like to go, or thinking about a day you love, or you can just listen to relaxing music.
Yes, well done. Yes, thank you. That was very good. Everyone participated. That was the question from how to deal with anger from Ramin. Hope Ramin is happy about it. Ramin, did you learn something today, Ramin?
Something. I learned something.
Yes.
Thank you, Samita Duro
And everyone
and everyone
for saying few things how to deal with the anger, isn't it?
for teaching me how to deal with anger.
I will say you another final thing how to deal with anger. Okay, when you are angry, remember two things. One is a mirror. The other one is Lord Buddha's picture or statue or a picture. So when you're angry, look at yourself in the mirror. When you see, if you're angry, you would be very ugly, right? You would not be a beautiful person. So that's one important thing when you want to see anger. Second thing, look at Buddha's picture, Lord Buddha's picture, and you would see a very, very different thing in that Lord Buddha's picture, that Buddha is never get angry and very happy. Yeah, so that is two things you can see. If you see yourself in the picture when you are angry, you are so ugly. And when you keep angry, then you become very ugly, and that would be a very bad thing. Second thing is, when you are angry, go and always look at the Buddha Sadhu's face, and that will change your life. So that Miheli's question was about how to deal with bad behavior. Anyone can say anything about bad behavior? Yes, Seth.
How to deal with bad behavior? Is that from yourself? So if it's from yourself, your bad behaviors from your, if the bad behaviors from yourself, then you need to meditate, and whilst you're meditating, think what you can do. And if it's from others, try and help them to help them to see what they've done wrong, and then help them to learn from their mistakes.
Yes, thank you. What about Hasindu?
Again, meditation can really help. So loving kindness meditation can develop a mature behavior in yourself.
Very good. Yes, Virul.
As Hasindu and Seth said, meditate, and also you can think about where is it going to take you in life. So, for example, if you misbehave in school and like get all detentions and not learning enough, and you can think about where it's going to take you in life and if you're going to succeed or not.
Very good. Metu?
You can always follow the 5 precepts.
Very good. Yes, always follow the 5 precepts. Bad behavior, avoiding bad behavior. Who else want to say? Yes, we do. We don't. I can't hear you.
So when you're doing bad behavior, you need to think, why am I doing this? Because if there isn't a reason for you doing bad behavior, then it's no point in actually doing the bad behavior.
Yes. Yes, Abhishek?
Sort of like Virulaya said, you need to think about the consequences of what will happen if you go through with the bad behavior. Say, I'm angry and I want to hit my brother. If I hit my brother, what happens next? The things are, what's going to happen next isn't going to be, well, happy. Like, if you don't do that, you can be much happier than you are, because taking your frustration out on your brother doesn't help improve the situation. That's bad behavior, and it doesn't help you be happy. But if you do good behavior, the situation outcome will always be better than if you do bad behavior. So you must always think of the consequences.
That's right. So I'll show you a picture. Can you see this? Yeah. Can you say a few words about how this picture looks like? Yes, you can unmute and say.
So this is like a queen of princess, and she's old and she's always smiling.
Sorry.
This is like a prince. This girl is like a princess or a queen.
Is he happy?
Yes, and she looks quite old.
Smiling? No, just forget about this. Just eyes and the crown, like a beauty queen, isn't it?
She has a beautiful crown, and her hair's knit to her face.
Are you seeing the same picture now?
So I think that it's always melancholy or sad. He looks very grumpy.
And he looks frustrated.
Yeah,
Same picture goes upside down, isn't it?
Yes.
So when you are in good behavior like this, when you go into bad behavior, what happens is you would be going like this. So which one you want, this one or this one?
I want the first one.
I want the first one too.
Oh, thank you. Yes, Seth?
There's some things I was going to say too. To stop bad behavior, you can, what I do, I keep a poster in my wall, and then I'm going to start keeping like some posters in my walls of things that I want to achieve, and like did I do it? Did I do this today? Did I do that today? What am I going to improve that I can do next time? And also when I feel, for some reason when I feel like when you feel unproductive, I just I asked my mum, is there any jobs I need to do? So if you're just sitting around and then just doing nothing really, just find something to do. And also when you feel bad, and then just when you feel stressed, just relax, find something to do. You could learn a new thing, like learn how to solve a Rubik's Cube, something that's good for your mind, something that's like really good for your mind, and it will help you a lot in your life. That solving a Rubik's Cube helps me because like when you get older, you're never going to like you will have a good mind, and then it will keep you like very, it will make you have a very like good healthy mind, and nothing bad will happen to it.
Thank you, Seth. That was very good. Yes, so let's hear from other two, then we can move on. Two of them are Chanudi first and then Hasindu.
So we can avoid bad behavior by writing or reading a valuable book. So when you're reading like a long, valuable book, it's like you're losing your bad behavior.
Excellent. Yes. So the problem is people are not doing good things or meaningful things. They always behave badly. Those who have things to concentrate, meaningful things, they don't behave badly. It's like, half fill pot make more noises. But if the pot is being filled with, that doesn't make noises. That means person who has enough good thing to concentrate, they don't. So therefore, what normally in the school, people need to be engaged. If they are not being engaged, they can behave badly. They can do things that they want because they have nothing to concentrate. In the household also, the parent need to engage the children in different things. If they don't have something to do and they take the life for granted and they misbehave. Let's hear from Hasindu.
Like Virul, I mentioned a bit earlier. Think about the consequence if you did this action. Like if you did something bad at home or at school, then it could be a sin, and that could affect your life and future lives as well.
Thank you. Well done. So what Methul saying, you could also first think what you are going to do before you do it. So that would also avoid being bad. That's very good. So the final one about memory, how to improve the memory. How can you keep thinking more, remembering things? Yes, Vidunya, how to improve the memory? Yes, Vidunya, we can unmute and say.
You could think about good things and something that will make you happy.
Yes, that's good. Chanudi, what do you think? How to improve the memory?
You could be happy all the time without being angry. Like for a reward, you could be happy.
Yes, well done. So let's hear from who else want to say yes. Seth, what do you think?
To improve memory, what I do, with me and my brother, because we're doing lots of like activities with him to make him, like say we're making him better at maths. So, and also I think it's really good if we could teach other people things that we have done. Like I teach my little brother how to do the ABC. He can do that now. And sometimes if he wants to do something new, I let him learn like how you can solve a Rubik's Cube. He's learning, and then it also helps me because there's endless things to learn, and really you can do whatever you like that helps your memory. So if you want, you could do like just do some schoolwork and just see, can I remember this part of my times tables, which things am I good at and which things I can improve on. Yeah, so that's what you can do.
Thank you. That's really good. What you were saying, that you can do different activities to stimulate your brain so that you improve your memory, like maths and some puzzles and reading books and things can, you know that if you take a mobile phone, sometimes you can't do things because the memory gone. It is very much like the brain. Why the mobile phone doesn't have enough memory? Because too much junk in there. In the same time, our head also can have lot of junk. Junk means you are putting things which are not useful. If you think of a room or garage in your household, you keep collecting things thinking that would be useful, but eventually garage full of junk. Sometimes you can't even go inside because too much rubbish there. So it can be in the same way in your head. So how can you clean the brain? Like in your computer, you can put defragmentation or junk removal software like this. You can then in your garage you can order a skip and put all the rubbish and throw it away, maybe put into a black bag and put it away. Likewise, in your brain, the way you can clean the junk is meditation. Yes, Hasindu and Havishi, both you can say a few words, then Virul.
You need to clean your mind of all anger, envy, frustration, bad thoughts. That way you will have more memory. Like if you're cleaning the garage, you bin anything that you don't need. And you don't need anger, frustration, jealousy, because that's not good for you. So you need to get rid of that in order to increase your memory.
To increase your memory, you could try brain challenges. So it could be something simple like remembering a times table question and getting asked it every day, or it could be a trivia book like a Mensa, because it's packed with lots of memory games and puzzles. Another way that you can keep your mind sharp is by listening to the Dhamma, because so the Dhamma can improve your mental health and memory. And I know a small, like a gatha, which I have listened to sometimes, which is especially made for improving the memory of children.
Yeah, what is it? Thank you. That's it. Good.
It's a gatha called Sit Satara Hadarana Gatha.
Yes, memory is a very important thing. That's the good way. Like when we were young, we used to learn by heart a lot of gathas that improves our memory. Yes, Methul and Miheli.
Another way to keep your memory is like if you want to remember a maths problem like division, you can keep on doing it. So that memory is going to be in your head for a very long time if you do it sometimes a lot. But if you want to remember something like a game, you have to just you can play it just for like about 2 minutes and then you would able to remember it.
Yes, that's a good point. Well done. Is that the same thing what Methul was going to say?
No. So you could try new things and always do the right thing.
Yes, thank you. What about Vidun? Then Seth and then Viru.
To improve your memory, you can also do good habits such as sleeping early and not eating a lot, because eating a lot will only make you concentrate on the food and not actually concentrating on anything else, which will be weird.
It's a very good point. Very good point. What you said is having enough sleep, you know, not to break rest unnecessarily and wake up early. Those who wake up early get a lot of memory. And he said very interesting thing, eating. If you eat too little, you are not getting enough memory. If you eat too much, you are not getting memory. And also the subject we talk about alcohol today. Alcohol, drugs can seriously can damage the memory. Very good point. Yes, let's hear from Seth and then Virul.
And also we can improve our Sinhala knowledge, so we can learn, like recap each day and learn like each like a direction, left, right, and then in Sinhala and lots of other words. So then when we can go to Sri Lanka and we can impress our aunties and uncles and family by talking in Sinhala. So then and also for some people you can communicate in Sinhala too. And also when you're eating food, you don't think that some people don't have this food. So each time, like say each time if you eat say lunch or dinner, just look at your food and just think like some people in this world don't have this. So try and maybe give some money to do lots of charity, do lots of things for charity, and then you feel more free and like better in a way. Yes.
Very good. What you said is learning languages is very helpful. It certainly make your memory improve because you are always stimulating to learn new languages. Especially when you learn new languages, you meet a lot of good people and you can communicate with them and improve a lot of memory. Well done. Viru.
So as said you can learn languages, and also you can play chess if you like it, because it's like a thinking game, because you don't know where it's gonna go next. And my grandparents always used to say, eat a healthy, like eat a color, a good color, all those healthy stuff that makes your mindset good.
Yes, and you can play some games like chef, and also eating got to color green vegetables helps to improve your memory. Yes, that is very true. You don't want to end this, do you? And and what about Hasindu?
So your memory is would be linked to your mental health, and you can improve your mental health by doing things like exercising. It would and staying happy. It would improve your mental health, which would allow you to have a better memory.
So what you said is very interesting. What English says, use or lose. If you keep doing things you are using, then you improve the memory. If you don't lose it, then people get Alzheimer, dementia. That is called use or lose. You know, that English language has beautiful things: play and display, buy one, get one free, use or lose. So they use the language very beautifully in English. Yes, Chanodi, you have been holding your hand for a long time.
So we can clean our memory by cleaning all the angriness, shyness, frustration, and all the emotions like that, so we can remember what we need to remember.
Very good. So you are getting a very good professionally trained now, how to be in a meeting and doing things, and very well. So what about Ramin?
So when I try to, I'm doing lots of maths and English because practice makes you perfect.
Yes, that's correct. Yes, well done. Wonderful. What about Meheli?
Keeping the memory, but before you have your food, if you feel sad for like your parents always working, you can look at the food and be happy about it and try and think about helping them make it next time, because they might have got burnt about that.
Well done. Good point. What about Seth?
Another good way you can keep your have a good memory is that you can reflect. So if you have like a little like statue or a place where you can reflect on what you've done today, and if anything bad happens, think good, what good things can happen in the future. And also you can easily forget the good things in life. Say if you had like a really good birthday party, or things like that, things you can really easily forget because it's really good. And then like these like bad things, all these little and big bad things, they can really leave the big hole in your heart. So you need to really think. The thing is, the good things you can easily forget. The bad things, they just like the bad things just that makes the effect, because like you think about it more. And even bit same goes for the good memories, but like mostly it's bad memories. And like and also and then it's mostly the bad memories.
Yes, the way you to keep the good memory improve is to keep remembering the good things, and bad memories to be eliminated. So that was actually the question you asking, how to eliminate the bad memory, because what you've been repeatedly thinking will eventually store as a memory. So if you are thinking of good things, that would be store as a good memory. If you are always thinking of bad things, that will save as a bad memory. So even psychologists are saying people remember the bad things, what happened to their life. They hardly remember the good things. So you need to train yourself to remember the good things. Then that would not affect for you to have. Even Buddha said, you have to think of the good meritorious activities. You have been offering flowers, visiting the temple, listening to the Dhamma talk. And Buddha said, think repeatedly think it is a blessing. It is a meritorious activity. If you repeatedly think the bad memories, that is akusal, unwholesome thing. Akusal, unwholesome things cause the downfall, whereas when you recollect, that's called punya anusati. That is a form of meditation. It's like we have a candle. If you light more candles, what happens is the light gets bigger. So if you are switching the lights off, that means you are remembering the bad things. Your darkness get bigger. Thank you everyone for engaging in the discussion, in the question and answers. Hope next week also you would have good questions to discuss, and everybody was contributing into the discussion. That was an excellent way to engage. Let us sit 5 minutes in meditation to finish our day. Selecting a comfortable sitting. Make every part of the body comfortable. Keep the alertness, wakefulness, uprightness. Keep your eyes gently closed. You were talking about how you can get more focus when you keep eyes closed. And make your body relatively calm, and then let it be healed and relaxed. Slowly breathe in. Count 1, 2, 3. And then slowly breathe out. Count 3, 2, 1. Very, very calmly breathe and count 1, 2, 3. And breathe out and count 3, 2, 1. Bring a gentle smile and make yourself comfortable. Be happy. So you remember good things, not remembering the bad experience you are having in the mind. Maybe your frigidity, you don't want to be here, you want to go and sleep or do something else. That is bad thoughts. It is not you, it is how the bad behavior can happen in the mind. So identify them and make yourself direct to good things, like you are watching your breath, like you are bringing your smile, like you are calming your body to be calm and relaxed. So you eliminate the natural negative things appears in the body, in the mind, and you facilitate positive good things into your mind. Experiencing your breath, closing your eyes, healing your body, and making you happy. Then breathe slowly in. Count 1, 2, 3. And breathe out slowly and count 3, 2, 1. Make sure that you breathe slowly in and then slowly out. Slowly in with the smile, slowly out. Let your body totally relax, totally calm, and very, very still. No movements, no frigidity, no restlessness, but feeling so wonderful, so good, calm and relaxed. Experience it in your hand, experience in your body, your legs, your mind. Every part of your body is so wonderful. And bring that smile. Breathe slowly in. Breathe slowly out. Then reflect in mind, may I be well, may I be happy, may I be peaceful. As I am, may my parents, my teachers, our monks, may all in the whole society be well. Be happy. Be peaceful. With that, just sit 2 minutes in silent meditation. our palms jointly together, close to our heart. Be grateful for having this opportunity. To Rasikaya, to our Hamdurus, monks, also to our sponsor of the day, Mrs. Kumudu, Gunasekara, also son Danuka and family. Let us share our blessing for them all, and also to your parents who support you to be with us. May they all be well, happy and peaceful. Let us say 3 times together. Sadhu. 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 Thank you for joining. Have a good, bright Sunday and a good weekend. See you next Saturday with the full moon day program. So the Rasikaya will explain it to you in the week. Rasikaya, you want to say a few words to finish?
Yeah, yeah, we meeting next Saturday with the poetry program, and I'll be sending what each one of you will be talking about, a little topic for you to talk about, and your parents will let you know. Thank you very much. Everyone, sorry.
Everyone, Salman.
Everyone Saranai Hamdrone and
Everyone Saranai Hamdurane Araskam.
Everyone Saranai Hamdrone.
Everyone Saranai. Everyone Saranai Hamdrone.
Everyone Saranai Hamdurne. Everyone Saranai.
Everyone Saranai.
Everyone Saranai Hamdurane.
Everyone Saranai Hamdurane.
Everyone Saranai Hamdrone.